Welcome to this week's episode of Connecting the Dots. Today, we're talking about the future of coaching and why AI isn't replacing coaches, it's multiplying them. I'm joined by Fabrizio Colciago, founder and CEO of Uptivo, to unpack how his AI coaching engine, Nate, is changing the way fitness, performance, and recovery are delivered at scale. From wearable-agnostic data to real-time coaching insights, this episode is about what happens when technology actually works with humans, not against them. Let's get into it. Welcome to this week's episode of Connecting the Dots. Rachel and I are very excited to welcome Fabrizio Colciago, the founder and CEO of Uptivo. Can you connect the dots for us from the beginning of your career to where you are today, and show us what led you to build Uptivo?
So first of all, thanks you both for hosting me here. And I'm actually very pleased to connect the dots. So I have to say that I started as a real nerd. This is the starting point. And before the internet was mainstream, I was already connected through the BBS community. I'm not sure if you are familiar with that because this is something that goes back into the 80s. But is actually before internet, where we had the dial-up modems, phone lines, a screen, the ANSI graphics. That was a graphics made with some ANSI character, and that word did teach me two very important things very early. And that was how the networks can create value and how the technology is becoming really powerful when is used for empowering people and connecting people. And this is how we started. And
so then you were before the internet.
Yeah, before the internet. Yeah, I'm not that young, but but actually, yeah, before the internet, I was actually very young at the time. And that was an amazing time where, for a download of a picture, it was taking ages. Internet was at 1,200 baud. That means around 1 kilobyte per second. Now we are talking about megabyte and even gigabyte.
Gigs, yeah.
So,
well, I mean, I think we might be close to the same age, and I remember the dial-up modem and how long you had to wait to like send an email or download a picture. It was it's the stuff of legend for kids today.
True, but the handshake sound, that was the sound that was happening when there was the connection, was called the handshake, is still in my heart. Because it's something that was actually so cool at the time, because the telecommunication world was a niche. And from there, I did move into building products and companies, because when I was around 22, 23, when I was at university, I had to start to convert passion in something that was providing me some money to live. So one of my first capture was in video surveillance and the video analytics. So my first company was doing that. And at the time, we did build technology that was able to convert video in some actionable information for security and the operation. And I worked in that sector for many years. And at the end, this led to an exit with my company that was acquired by a Canadian corporation named March Networks, based in Ottawa. That was a really, really cool experience. I spent many years in this corporate environment. I work with the largest team, bigger customer, bigger roadmap, and more structure and processes. And that was for me a great learning experience.
Yeah, it's like every tech founder's dream to build something, grow it, and then be able to exit out of it and pivot to the next one.
Yeah, that was great because you understand how a big company can scale, how the enterprise world is actually working. You understand how to deliver reliability and how to work globally. And you have the privilege to work with very big customers. But what you said is right, that every founder want to have an exit and go to the next chapter. But many founders at the same time are not that happy at that time. So when there's the exit, of course, you are happy. When you are working into bigger environment, you are happy. But at the time, you start to miss something. Because when a company becomes very large, the speed, the innovation speed is going down because the innovation is become more difficult. Not because the people don't want to have the innovation, but because the decisions are taking longer. There are bigger team, more people to agree, and every simple change can require really a lot of steps.
Mm-hmm.
And so I realized something that a lot of startup founder feel
Mm-hmm.
for sure at one point, that if you want to really innovate, you need speed. This is number one truth for me. You need to focus and you need the freedom to move. You need the freedom to move You need the freedom to move fast. And that's why I decided to start again from scratch.
So Uptivo's the
Yeah.
next track.
Yeah. So I decided to start again fresh. And when I decided to restart, I asked myself a simple question that was where technology can still make the biggest difference. And I looked for many industries and technology adoption, and I saw that fitness was an industry with low technology adoption, but with high growth potential. So I decided to create Uptivo because fitness is full of energy, effort, and passion. But
Mm-hmm.
for many years, the technology and tools were behind. The data are fragmented.
Yeah.
Experience is not connected, and the custom solution are really very limited. And I believe that in any industry you need some kind of custom solution in order to make the technology really targeted for that specific industry.
This is really interesting to hear, Fabrizio, because decision to go, it could be this sector, it could be this sector, it could be another sector. But because, am I right, because of the size of the opportunity that you saw, you're in fitness and not retail, basically. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. Because if you follow a little bit what was my story. I started with video surveillance when video surveillance was not mainstream. So I had the privilege to build something where technology was not yet there. So I could put all my energy and my creativity to do that. When I sold my company and I worked again for the corporation that acquired me for many years, when I decided to start again, the video surveillance was already mainstream, and I could not really make the difference. In fitness, it was possible because still today, fitness is a sector with a low technology, and I believe that technology can really amplify the success of every sector, and fitness is no different.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting to hear, and I'm going to refer back to a term that you used earlier. You kind of you highlighted yourself as the geek, and I think it's quite interesting because I think as the conversations have gone on between us, I've seen I said that I kind of ignored you because I could see I didn't really know what you were doing if I saw you at a show or an event. But what actually really did turn my head massively was I'm an operator. All I know is about running clubs and I want to get more people moving and how do we make things simpler? So what really turned my head was what I saw with you, what you were doing in terms of the AI and the power of the coaching through your solution, Nate. I'm a very simple bear. Takes a lot for me to understand, but I really felt that Nate was very specific and direct to the individual using it. So I just thought if you could start by giving us an overview and introduce us to Nate, how it works, and what made you do Nate.
So the reason is because, as I said before, I am really very passionate with data. But data without a meaning, without an understanding, is just noise. So even in my previous company, we were doing video analytics. That is, at the time, was using machine learning. That is actually I would say, the father of artificial intelligence. And then a few years ago, when AI became mature for the off-label use of the NVIDIA processor that originally was created for video games, but then now are the key of the AI. And I hope that some of you had NVIDIA stocks because that was a really very good investment for the past years. And so was the NVIDIA processor from one side and also the cloud from the other that made AI what is AI today. So I decided to start to connect the dot with the data that we were already collecting with Uptivo. And what is Nate? Nate is an AI coaching. It can analyze the workout data, the heart rate data, training history, recovery trend, sleep, stress, and it transforms the data in something that is really very simple to understand for people that cannot read data. And there are not a lot of people that can really understand data very well. And Net can provide a custom feedback, training suggestion, nutrition, and we created Nate because we saw the coaches looking all those data at the same time, but having difficulty to connect the data into something that is really scalable. So the data was there.
Yeah, and I think also, like, I have been a personal trainer for the beginning part of my career for many years, and what you miss as a in real life personal trainer and coach is, like, you have someone, best case scenario, 2 to 3 times a week face to face, and then the gap in information between your sessions is pretty huge. So you can only help them steer based on what you have. And what I think is super cool about Nate is he integrates all the input from my wearables. So he can aggregate the data that I would never have had access to as a coach. And even if I did have that information, I wouldn't necessarily have time to process, organize, prioritize, and use it back with the clients.
Sure, and on top of that, what is really important is that Nate, thanks to AI, can do this at scale. Because even if you are one of the best coach in the world, you still have a 24-hour, and you are not multitasking. Even if women are a little bit more multitasking than men, but
I think that's actually much more multitasking, just for clarity there.
a little bit. But I believe that you still have the chance to follow very well a limited number of customers. And AI can be really like having a superpower. So AI has not been designed to replace human. At least this is my philosophy behind AI. AI can really empower people to do their work in a better way, and it is actually a multiplier.
Yeah.
And Nate is actually able to connect information from different type of wearable, because we also believe that in the fitness industry we need to have wearable freedom. Everybody should use the wearable that they prefer. There are some wearables that are great for outdoor activities, and I'm a very big fan of Garmin. That is the brand that, in my opinion, is able to provide better data, and we have a great integration with them. But we are also compatible with other brands, like for example, Hoop or Whitings or many others. And the key is for us to collect all the data into a single platform automatically. And Nate can be the trainer that can answer you 24 hours a day. And Nate knows how you are doing, if you are recovering in the right way. Because again, training is not just activity that is going on in the fitness club, but it's also what is going on outside, the recovery, the stress.
And I think that's what I found fascinating, to be honest, is it's the use of AI to make a coach's life better and make them more effective and efficient rather than taking away. You know, I'm all for let's simplify the process and help them have the tools to be even more successful, because then they create, I guess, more of a difference in people's lives. And the other thing that's kind of excited me, Fabrizio, is that you meet people where they are. I want to get my health data, how I choose to get my health data, and I want it to go somewhere where I can be looked after. I don't want to be forced to use a certain device. I want to work what fits for me.
Let's maybe make a little bit of a bridge to Nate, because, you know, Nate has your information, and then there's a little bit more to Uptivo that I don't think that we've talked about, because, you know, Uptivo is really about, you know, your heart rate based training, your zone based training, and the community around that you know, creates the stickiness and engagement. So can we go global before we go local in all of the different Uptivo pillars?
Yeah, so the reason why Uptivo exists is because we want to, at the end, we want to increase the customer engagement in fitness club, because we all know that it is not very easy to keep a customer engaged and focused, and it is not easy to keep them connected with the community and the fitness club. So we started as a solution to collect data and to provide the gamification. What you see here in my background, that, as you can see, is not virtual. It's actually real. It's actually a representation of an Uptivo screen.
Sure.
So you go in a fitness club and you can have one or more screen that are displaying the effort of people training. So this is where we collect the data. It is one location where we collect the data. I will describe it a bit later, because Uptivo is able to collect data not just in the fitness club, but in the fitness club you have screens. You enter in the fitness club, you use your wearable, whatever wearable it is, even Garmin or Hoop or Uptivo, and you just start the training with Garmin. You just press a button, and then will be on the screen with your tile, and the tile will show a color that represents the level of intensity, and the color goes from gray to red depending on the percentage of the heart rate, but different from other players, because what you see here is actually not something unique to Uptivo, but something that is quite unique is that we connect multiple sources of data at the same time. So, for example, what you see here, it's a boxing class, a group training for boxing, and everybody has a tile with the color that represent the intensity. But we see also here other information that are coming from the specific activity. So we believe that that heart rate data are really very important, but sometimes are not enough for the gamification. Therefore, we invented other type of game with some other type of data. So what you see here is the boxing one that use what we call the KO points that are calculated by the number of punches, speed, and force. And so the tile in the screen will move depending on who is winning the game. And the arrow that you see here means that this guy has just level up, and this guy is leveling down. So it's actually a way to bring a gamification into fitness classes. This is the one way we do gamification, and we do this for different type of sports, including, for example, indoor cycling or others. And this is what is happening in the club. Then, while you are training in the club, the system is also generating you points that are used for growing your status. So you start with level 1, and then you go to level 2, level 3, level 4. And in order to grow your level, you need to do at least 2,000 points every month. That is in line with the World Health
Organization.
Organization, yes. And so you grow your level, and you can also have fun during the classes with the real-time challenges. We can also have some challenges that are going on during the time. For example, we can have a monthly challenge for points, or we can have a monthly challenge on steps, or many different metrics or stress. You decide. So Uptivo is a platform that has been created to keep the customer focused on their wellness journey. And this translates in a much better customer retention for the clubs and more revenue.
So how does that AI-based kind of training differ from tradition? What value is it going to bring?
I don't want to answer to you on this. I want Nate to answer to you directly. So I will actually launch Nate, and we will ask him. And let's see. Hi, Nate. Nate, I'm here with some friends, and we are connected in a great podcast, and they are asking me a question, but I'm a little bit lazy today, so I don't want to answer. I ask you why you are different than another AI like ChatGPT. Everybody's talking about AI, so why you are different, and what you do with data, where you get the data, and why you make sense. In English, please. I understand that you catch my Italian accent, but you should speak in English here.
Got it, Fabrizio. I'll stick to English. Here's what makes me different. I'm Nate, built by Uptivo specifically for fitness and wellness. I'm focused on giving you personalized workout guidance, real-time performance tracking, and motivation tailored to your goals. I pull data from your actual fitness activities, health metrics, and even weather. That's how I can give you actionable, real-time advice about your workouts, recovery, and overall wellness. Plus, I'm built to be your dedicated fitness companion, not just your general AI.
Yeah, but why you are different than ChatGPT, for example? What you can do more?
Question. Here's what makes me different. I'm specifically for fitness, health, and wellness. That means I can track your workouts in real time, analyze your heart rate, stress levels, sleep patterns, and even suggest personalized training plans. I use your actual fitness data from your wearable devices and previous workouts. I can recommend when to push harder or when to take a rest day, all based on your real-time condition. In short, I'm your personal fitness trainer, focused on helping you reach your health goals with accurate, actionable insights.
So is it true that you are connected to me in real time with my wearable, so you can read in real time my status, my data, my biometric data?
Exactly. I have access to your real-time data from your wearable devices. Read your biometric stats, like your heart rate, stress levels, activity intensity, and more. That helps me give you the right advice at the right moment, whether it's adjusting your workout intensity or suggesting recovery. It's on track and making your training as effective as possible.
I would like to understand a detailed analysis of my last combat training. I would like to understand if I'm improving and where.
Let's dive into your last combat training. It was a solid 55-minute session. Your average heart rate was 145 BPM, with peaks near your max zone. You threw 840 punches, averaging a punch speed of about 20.3 kilometers per hour and a force around 14.5 G. You scored 363 combat points. Now, we should compare these with your previous trainings to spot improvements in speed, force, stamina, and conditioning. Your latest session, 840 punches, average force 14.5 G, speed 20.3 kilometers per hour, 363 combat points, and 844 calories burned. The previous combat session, 909 punches, higher volume, Average force 14.9 G.
I was in US for an exhibition, so I could not train so much. So that's why I'm not at the level that was before. But maybe that you can create a training plan for me to get back to my previous level. Is it possible?
Absolutely, Fabrizio. We can create a tailored training plan to get you back to top shape.
I want to improve my boxing speed, and I will train at home just 30 minutes a day. And I want to use just body weight. Can you do a training plan for me?
For sharing that. We need to determine your fitness level. I'll analyze your recent training history and health data to suggest a level.
And while you make this, can you also provide me some nutrition suggestion?
Sure. While the training plan is being created, let's talk about some nutrition tips to support your goals. For improving boxing speed and overall endurance, focus on a balanced mix of lean proteins, complex carbs, and healthy fats. Hydration is key as well. Make sure you're drinking enough water throughout the day.
I have a question. Instead of water, can I drink some prosecco? Do you think that this can improve my boxing speed?
Question, Fabrizio. While prosecco might be nice for a celebration, it's not the best fuel for improving boxing speed. Hydration with water is key to keep your muscles firing at top performance.
Okay, I tried. Okay, ciao Nate. I go for my training, and we will check later the results. Okay, this is Nate, and I did show you a notification a few minutes ago because that is still here. You see notification. The notification is bringing me to the training program that Nate can create. That is with all videos. So different than other platform, Nate can create the training program with all the videos, so that you can actually follow the training in a very good way. Of course, the fitness club can do some customization to Nate. So, for example, if the training is done inside the club, then Nate will use only the equipment that are in the club.
Wow.
And then if, for example, we don't want Nate to do warm up or stretching, then we can also program that. And Nate can really be a multiplier. You understand that this is a way to offer personalized coaching at scale for the majority of users.
So one of the things that I always reflect on, and like I started as a personal trainer, but I also ran personal training for large enterprise operators. The stats that you're looking for that I think are really powerful is, depending on the staffing of the club, you can max service 5% of your membership base with personal training. So 95% of your members are not engaged one-on-one with a person. If you can 20x the capacity of your trainers, that's huge. And many people don't necessarily want, nor can they afford 3 times a week engaging with a personal trainer, but they do need exactly what you're showing with that Nate can do, which is it's a trainer. You've got the brain of a trainer, but you've got the service level of like a 5-star hotel concierge. And you're just going to take me all the way through. You're going to give me my nutrition. You showed me how he could even incorporate my class bookings into this. And I think it'll just actually, this completely revolutionizes the customer journey and the customer experience in the club. And it's trackable in a way that it never was before.
Especially because we can also force Nate to create a training program based on your video. So if you are a fitness club and you want to have your coaches being the instructor, then Nate can create the plan with your coaches. And the fitness club can upload the video themselves. It's actually very, very easy. But what I wanted to say is that Nate exists in 2 versions. The one that you just saw is the Nate coach that can be assigned to the people directly. But there are also some other type of business that wants to use AI as an assistant, something like Jarvis for Iron Man. And this is what we call Nate Assistant. Now, I will try to share my screen and I will show you what Nate Assistant is. So let me see if I can share it, share window. Can you see my window here?
Yes.
Okay. So something really very important for customer is to have analysis and feedback on whatever they do. So this is me, and we can check, for example, this activity that I done outdoor.
Mm-hmm.
This has been captured with Garmin.
Mm-hmm.
And it means that in order to capture this activity, you don't even need to use our app. You just link Garmin to Uptivo, and everything will be fully automatic. So you launch the activity with Garmin, and everything will be here. So here we did capture the run in Karate Brianza.
Mm-hmm.
I will now show you the data. Don't judge my performance because I'm quite
This
bad
is a
in
safe
running.
space.
I'm quite bad, but anyway, I did 6 kilometer. This was the pace, the calories, the points that
Mm-hmm.
I did gain. So I will be part of the challenge with this point, the time, speed. What we see here is the time in the different
Training
in
count.
the training time. Here we see the amount of the percentage in different zone. Here we see the watt that I produced. This is the watt graph. This is the
Mm-hmm.
GPS.
Mm-hmm.
This is the elevation. This is the time. And
Mm-hmm.
here it's the comment that Nate did. This
Okay.
can be fully automatic or semi-automatic. It means that if you want, Nate can do this automatically to the
Mm-hmm.
customers when they do their activity, indoor or outdoor. And if you see here, this level of comment is actually very, very detailed and very, very well done, because it's taking into consideration the single performance, previous similar activities, the condition where I started, the condition where I end, and my objective.
Mm-hmm.
So it first of all is telling me what went well, the concern, comparison with the recent run, and if you see here in the concern, it said that the recovery market was not great. And because this is, I was just arrived back to Europe from US, so I had a little bit of jet lag. So it say that the heart rate variability was below the average, and was saying that the recovery was incomplete. He said that I did another strong session the day before and another combat before, and this is probably too much. And then he told me that the SpO2 during the sleep was not ideal. And then at the end, it actually provided me some suggestion for the short term, medium term future, and the
Mm-hmm.
technical adjustment. That at the end, the system is telling me a comment that summarizes everything. In my case, it is saying that I am training probably too hard, and I should slow down a little bit. So you see that this type of analysis is something that no trainer can do at scale.
No.
And it's really special because you're getting a total holistic approach to all of the activities that are happening. And I think, as I said earlier, that I'm an operator, or I feel like all I know is how to run clubs, but I can see the application in this in kind of low cost clubs as well, where they want to sweat the assets and get more out of their personal training business, and also in kind of multifunctional facilities where they're high level luxury service driven. So to have this holistic approach is really fantastic.
Well, it's holistic, but it's also very specific. Like, he's obsessed with your goal. So he is going to help Fabrizio progress on the path to his goal. And I think what's so powerful about that is if you were like, "Hey Nate, my recovery's crap. I've had jet lag. What's my plan B workout today?" He adjusts and evolves.
Exactly,
And that's
exactly.
life. Like that was always the problem with writing a program for a client is it wasn't adaptable if they were sick. You had to think on your feet. You had to change it as it goes. So there's nothing fixed. And that's the beautiful thing about Nate is he adapts and evolves with you with what you're able to, what you're able to show up with.
Yes, exactly. And something else that Nate can do is to create workout for the coaches. So here I can go in the workout screen. So I'm now a coach. I'm not anymore Fabrizio, the user. I'm now the coach. I want to create a new workout for Fabrizio. Here I put the title, here the description. And then I can generate the workout with Nate. Here I can decide what is the level. I can decide what is the goal, the home. Here you see the equipment that Nate will use for creating this plan. And this is depending by the configuration of the fitness club. And if I want the warm up and cool down, and here I can put the prompt. The prompt that is explaining Nate what I want. So, for example, I can say create a workout to improve flexibility of the back. And then here I can put anything I want. It is a prompt, like ChatGPT prompt. And then I can ask Nate to generate the workout.
What's really what I'm so impressed with is of all of the solutions I've seen over the years, and I've seen many over the years, there's been just not a whole lot of system flexibility and understanding on how the operator can apply their business within the system. And what I think is amazing about Uptivo is that you've started from that point. Like I can connect with my wearable, any wearable or no wearable, and I'm still participating. I can use your content or I can use my content. I think the flexibility that you allow an operator or a personal trainer to build their business and an end user to plug into their bigger picture goals is phenomenal. And I think probably the best way for them to see it is to actually experience it. So when is the next time that you can connect with people and show them what you're doing?
So you are exactly right. And because at the end, as I said at the beginning, our goal was to create a community at the end. So we wanted to use data coming from wearable in a way that people can really use. And you can't really force someone joining your fitness club to just change the wearable because they have to use a specific one. So we needed to be wearable agnostic. And so I believe that the next step for us, the next moment where we can meet people will be in Riyadh, in Beyond Active. So if someone is around there, and for European will be great because here is very cold. So it is a way to experience a little bit summer in advance. I will see you there, and I'm really looking forward to see you there and to show you in real time what we do and how we can help your organization to deliver better services.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Fabrizio. Thank you, Rachel. We'll include all of the links in the episode description. And thank you for connecting the dots.
And thank you to you. It was a great chat, and I hope to see you soon live.
Thanks for listening to Connecting the Dots. If today's conversation gave you something to think about, share it with someone who'd enjoy it too. You can find all of our episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you follow the show, leave a rating. It helps more people discover our work. Until next time, keep connecting the dots and keep building the future you want to see.